Hello and welcome to Afghanistan News Today. Today is Wednesday, the 25th of December 2024. Headlines of the news: Pakistan airstrikes on Paktika. Casualties: at least 46 people, including women and children, have been killed in airstrikes by Pakistan on Barmal district in reactions. Former Afghan President Hamid Karzai has condemned the attacks, blaming Islamabad's policies for the ongoing tensions. Pakistani delegation Mohammad Sadiq, the special representative of Pakistan's Prime Minister for Afghanistan, made an unannounced visit to Kabul to meet with interim government officials. Following these meetings and the simultaneous airstrikes, he abruptly left Afghanistan. Domestic reactions: national unity. Some Afghan politicians have emphasized that unity among the people and the political system is the only way to defend against external threats. Corporal punishments reports indicate that over the past month, 74 individuals across 16 provinces have been flogged by the interim government for various accusations. Status of migrants, release of prisoners. The interim government's Ministry of Refugees has announced that 44 Afghans detained in Pakistani prisons for lacking legal documents have been released and returned to the country. Return of refugees: the interim government reported the return of nearly 130 migrant families from Iran and Pakistan. Infrastructure development: Kai Samad Dam research work has begun on the Kai Samad Dam in Farah province, which aims to improve irrigation and electricity production in the region. Road safety: lack of traffic police reports show that the absence of traffic police on major highways remains a significant challenge, leading to an increase in road accidents. In a new report, Pakistan's special envoy for Afghanistan, Sadiq Khan, affirmed his country's commitment to working with the interim government leadership to bolster security, deepen trade ties, and promote regional connectivity, following high-level meetings in Kabul this week. During talks with Abdul Kabir, the interim government's deputy chief minister, Khan emphasized Pakistan's interest in fostering partnerships aimed at achieving shared goals of peace and stability. Happy to hear the interim government's vision to build partnerships with regional countries, including Pakistan, to achieve common objectives of peace, stability, and progress, Khan wrote on X. Khan's visit included meetings with several senior interim government officials, including the interim government's Commerce Minister, Nuruddin Azizi. In a separate post, he described the discussions as constructive, highlighting a focus on enhancing trade and economic cooperation between the neighboring countries. The discussion centered on strengthening trade ties, enhancing economic cooperation, promoting regional connectivity, and exploring opportunities for mutual growth, Mr. Khan wrote. The meetings come amid heightened tensions between Pakistan and Afghanistan. Relations have deteriorated following a recent airstrike by Pakistan in Afghanistan's southeastern Paktika province, which the interim government said targeted a refugee camp. The strike, which reportedly killed 46 people, prompted sharp condemnation from interim government officials who accused Pakistan of violating Afghan airspace. Zalmay Khalilzad, the former U.S. Special Representative for Afghanistan, has reacted to the Pakistani military's airstrikes on Paktika, stating that the interim government are unlikely to leave the attacks unanswered. According to Shafaqna Afghanistan, Khalilzad shared these remarks in a post on X, formerly Twitter, on Tuesday night, December 26th. He added that initial reports indicate that Pakistan carried out intense airstrikes on Barmal district in Paktika province. Khalilzad noted, if true, the interim government will likely respond. He also emphasized that both sides need an agreement instead of conflict, ensuring that opposition groups do not exploit their national interests. It is worth mentioning that local sources in Paktika confirmed on Tuesday night that parts of the Barmal district were targeted by drone strikes. Following this, the interim government's Ministry of Defense issued a statement claiming that the attacks were conducted by Pakistan. The interim government labeled the attacks as blatant aggression, adding that this act would not go unanswered. Based on available reports, at least 15 bodies, including women and children, have so far been recovered from under the rubble, and an entire village has been completely destroyed. Pakistani officials have not yet commented on these attacks. In a report from Afghanistan News Today, Uzbek doctors arrive in bulk to provide free medical care. Kabul, Afghanistan. A team of doctors from Uzbekistan, accompanied by a large shipment of medical supplies, has arrived in the northern city of Mazar-e-Sharif to provide free treatment to local residents, according to Uzbek news agency Uzbek News. The humanitarian mission, organized on behalf of Uzbekistan's President Shavkat Mirziyoyev, was led by Uligbek Qasimov, the governor of Uzbekistan's Surkhandarya region. The shipment includes 9 wagons filled with essential medical supplies and food aid. The Uzbek medical team will offer free health care services to residents of Balkh province from December 25th to December 30th, the report said. This humanitarian initiative follows a recent meeting between Uzbek and interim government officials, during which Uzbekistan pledged to support the Afghan people by providing free medical examinations conducted by Uzbek specialists. Uzbekistan continues to engage with the interim government without officially recognizing their rule. The two sides maintain economic ties, with Uzbekistan involved in projects related to transportation, mining, and electricity in Afghanistan. In another report from Afghanistan News Today, Afghanistan is a good friend of Iran, says Iran's ambassador to Kabul. Alireza Bigdali, the ambassador of the Islamic Republic of Iran in Kabul, said at a meeting of the Afghanistan Chamber of Commerce and Investment that he is working to develop political and trade relations between Iran and the interim government. In this meeting, Bigdali described Afghanistan as a good friend of the Islamic Republic. The Iranian ambassador said that Afghanistan has been a good friend of Iran for many years, adding that the rotation of the economies of countries depends on trade as well as joint investments. Bigdali assured of his comprehensive cooperation in addressing the problems of traders, further development of trade, economic, transit, and political relations between the Islamic Republic and the interim government, and considered the holding of trade exhibitions and meetings important in order to increase exports and imports between the two countries. According to Tasnim news agency, the Afghanistan Chamber of Commerce and Investment ACCI held an introductory meeting with Iran's new ambassador to Kabul in order to address the problems of businessmen, strengthen trade economic relations, create trade facilities, and attract joint investments between Afghanistan and Iran. The meeting was attended by Sher Mohammad Abbas Stanikzai, the interim government's deputy foreign minister, Mohammad Yunus Momand, the deputy head of Afghanistan's Chamber of Commerce and Investment, and a number of other Afghan business officials. According to the report, the interim government's deputy foreign minister also called the appointment of Iran's new ambassador to Afghanistan a good step in the development of political and trade relations between the two countries, and called Iran a good friend with religious, cultural, commercial, and transit commonalities with Afghanistan. Thanks for being with Afghanistan News Today. Till the next latest news, have a good time. Goodbye.